What is going on, everyone? Welcome, Builder Realtor family, to the next fireside chat. And we have the one and only Sumeet Pahouja with us with Maronda Homes. And Sumeet, thanks so much for taking time, out of your morning to jump on here and to just chat with me about the new construction space. And ultimately, the goal of these is to inform us real estate agents of one, who you are, right? The company that you work for, the
Yep.
communities that you have, and ultimately, keep continuing to build the bridge and close the gap between real estate agents and the new construction world. So, Sumeet, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into the business? Why did you choose new construction? How did you get to this point?
Yeah. So first of all, hey, thanks for having me, and thank you for everything that you have done for the builder realtor community. All the great topics and education stuff that you do, John. You're top notch, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So just a little background on me. I actually come from a sales background. I used to own my own business for a number of years. I had four um, car audio shops. If you remember back in the day, you would be able to put these big subwoofers and TV screens, GPSs, and stuff like that, remote starters in your vehicles. I did that for about 20 years almost. I had four locations in Central Ohio. Always been in sales, always been an entrepreneur, and eventually that market went away as the cars automatically came with these things. Got into real estate about 7 years ago, and I was a realtor for a few years, about a year and a half actually, and then just happened to get a interview set up with Westport Homes, which eventually ended up being D.R. Horton. Got me into that industry, and I loved it. I would never change anything. I love the where I am at this moment with everything that's fallen into place.
Well, now I have to ask because, I always say the real estate agent side is always the good side and anything else is always the bad side. So, what was it about the new construction side of the business that really kind of drew you towards that and kind of away from the real estate agent space? And it's also cool that you kind of have experience in both worlds, right? So you understand our side and obviously now you know the new construction side.
Well, I've always been. I think new construction involves quite a bit more sales. There's a process, there's sales tactics and sales process that you have to do. So that drew me because that was always my background. And the fact that I feel there's a little bit more structure in being a salesperson for a builder because you have to go to an office every day. As you know, being a realtor, you can definitely fall in that rut because you're kind of in control of your own schedule, that type of deal. So that's what kind of drew me to the other side.
Yeah. Yeah. I always tell people a lot of people get into the real estate space, the real estate agent side, to get away from being told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. But the most successful people tell themselves every single day what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And they kind of create that corporate environment within their own business. So,
Yep.
so you've been in new construction 7 years now, you said?
6.
6. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And now you're with Maronda. So
Yep.
tell us a little bit about Maronda the builder. I know we have agents in this group from, all walks and stages of their career. We have new people to, experience. Tell us a little bit about Maronda, the company, and why, you decided to go and start working for them.
Well, as a company, Maronda, a small family-owned business, we are not a national builder. We built about 300 or 350 homes probably this year. We closed about 300 to 350 homes. Actually, the cool thing I like is the name Maronda comes from their three kids, the Ron Wolf's three kids, Mary, Ron, and Daniel. That's where
Hmm.
they came up with that name, Maronda. So, been in business for 50 years. We've got 15 different communities all over Central Ohio. And the reason that I came over Miranda was the fact that I could cross sell. Honestly, with me being able to cross sell, um, I have an opportunity to make some more money. And I love their price point. That's what kind of makes us stick out a little bit. We're at a price point where most builders aren't. We are definitely a value builder, especially for first time home buyers. And I would say that 80% of all our business is usually first time home buyers.
Wow. What I know you said you can cross sell. What community are you assigned to a specific community that you're sitting in, and what are some? I know you said all over Central Ohio. What are some of the areas? I know some builders focus in certain corners or quadrants. Kind of where are some of the communities that we need to be aware of as real estate agents?
Yeah, so my model is in a community called Borders Place. It's actually Black Lake, Pataskala area, Licking Heights School District. And the locations that we have is all the way up north in Delaware. We're finishing up in Marysville, all the way out west in London.
Hmm.
Um, and we're pretty heavy on the east and the southeast side. So from Pataskala, Black Lake down to Groveport, Canal Winchester, and we've got three communities in the Tays Valley School District, South Bloomfield area, Grove City. So mostly east and southeast is where we're pretty heavy.
And with you being, you mentioned more of the value builder, right? What is a typical price range that us as agents need to keep in mind, when we have those clients? Because I think, you're in a price point where it will serve a lot of needs, and from an agent standpoint, we have to get better at making sure we can set the right expectations for our clients. So, what is that? Would you say the bulk of your price range is for a Maronda product?
We start off at 289. I will say the average is going to be about 375.
Okay.
And we also have four communities that are coming up. These are our townhome communities. Pricing has not been released, but if I were to just make a educated guess, I would say in 250s or maybe 260s. These will be 2 and 3 bedroom attached townhomes that will be released somewhere around August or September, and we will be able to sell them probably Novemberish.
Okay.
And
Okay.
as you know, in the building industry, things change. I'm giving you an estimate, and all of a sudden it could change and it be next year. But
Right. Right. It's interesting because now a lot of builders are because of the market, because of the lack of inventory, because of pricing keeping keeps going up, and not just the end, but supplies and labor and all of those things. A lot of builders are now starting to dive into the townhome style product to kind of stay at least in that space of I'll quote unquote affordable living, right?
right, yeah, yeah, and not only that, what the other thing we're doing, and out of those 15 communities that I have, and about 9 of them, we have the option of a home on a solid foundation and with a basement. So basement, non-basement. So that could save your clients or a client anywhere between 30 to $60,000
Yeah.
for a first-time home buyer.
You
And
know,
most people coming out of an apartment, they don't. They're coming out of an apartment with no basement. So it's an easy way for them to get into home ownership.
yeah, and I think as agents, we just need to do a better job at the education piece of that. And now, more and more builders are doing slab communities to where it's just common in Central Ohio to have a basement, right? The majority of
Yeah,
homes have a basement, but I have a basement that's finished. I don't even go down there, right? It's just me and my wife. Like we don't even go down there.
yeah,
And I would be just fine without a basement. But a lot of times as buyers, and homeowners, we think we need that extra space, but we really don't. And making sure that we're having those conversations of like, hey, I know you're looking in a pre-existing market with basements, but you could potentially get a new build over here without a basement and have a better payment potentially, right?
yeah, yeah.
Because of that. And the reality is they're probably not going to use that lower space anyways. Um, Shamit, what are so with the communities? What are some of the things about Miranda that us as real estate agents need to know? About some of the not necessarily the incentives, but what are some of the standards and things that you guys offer that we as agents can use in conversation with our clients in order to schedule appointments with you?
So all our homes at the base price standard will include Samsung stainless steel appliance package. It will include 42-inch cabinets, 9-foot ceilings, LVP flooring, the nicer flooring. That's all included in the base price of the home, um, along with concrete driveways. All our homes have 30-year dimensional shingles. So those are some of the things that are included. And as a production builder, you obviously have the option to choose different types of cabinets, different colors, different type of flooring, things like that as well. You do have the option to customize.
Okay. And are you guys um, strictly from the ground up, or do you guys build to spec in the communities? What is your average turn time? What can we expect as agents, with, because obviously like DR Horton, right? They're all spec homes,
Yeah.
right? And some builders are, ground up, but they have like one or two options of spec homes, right? So how, what's Miranda's stance on that part?
So our business model has always been from the ground up, but with the low inventory, we are tweaking it just a little bit. Nothing like DR Horton. In every community, we will have 1 to 3 inventory homes, spec homes at different stages. And realtors can go on our website and check it out. Excuse me, my dog looks like there's a squirrel out there. But otherwise, 85% of all our business, 80% of all our business is going to be from the ground up. Current build time is 6 months for a home without a basement,
Oh,
and
wow.
7 months with a basement.
Oh, that's awesome. That's, great turn times. It's far different from what, 12, 18 months ago.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was painful. Not only was it painful for us, but I felt so bad for these clients.
Yeah.
It was insane. I mean, the world had never seen anything like that. They didn't know how to act.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, what is the stance with Miranda on like marketing opportunities with real estate agents? What can we do? What can't we do? Is there opportunities? Um, just, I don't even know. So,
Yeah,
are
no,
there
there's
things that we could do with
definitely,
you that,
yeah,
that could help drive business?
definitely there's quite a few opportunities. You can obviously, one of the main things is you can advertise or share on your social media some of our inventory homes or homes that are possibly under construction. I have quite a few realtors. I have great realtor relationships with a lot of upcoming realtors, new realtors specifically. I encourage them to go into the community, drive around, take pictures, show videos. As long as it does not have a Miranda logo on it, you are good to go. Um, they can do that. They can also, I'm pretty active on social media. I always do videos and post stuff on Builder to Realtor, and they're more than welcome to share my stuff as well. Put it on on their feed and things like of that nature.
Yeah. And I'm assuming, are the outlining cities, and I don't know this off the top of my head, but like the Londons, the South Bloomfields, do those qualify for USDA financing out there or no?
They do, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
all three of my communities down south and South Bloomfield do qualify, along with London as well. Yeah,
Yeah. The reason I bring that up is, um, I see agents posting online all the time of like, down payment assistance programs and zero down and all of those things. And, one of the conversations I have with them is like, you have to be very careful of who you're trying to attract in this type of marketplace, right? Like, we all know that down payment assistance offers and FHA offers are harder to get accepted, right? But if you guys want to do that type of advertising and marketing and all of those things, you may want to do it in alignment with a product where it's
yes,
actually easier to get into contract. And that's why I asked about USDA specifically for you, because of those locations and those communities. The one great thing about the builders in our market is we have a lot of builders that are very agent friendly when it comes to advertising and social media. And this is where you could do that in addition to highlighting a community where, hey, this qualifies for USDA, right? So what does that mean? And how can you get into this house? And oh, by the way, not only is it more affordable, but no down payment required,
right.
right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Sami, what do you think is a couple of the things that us as real estate agents should be doing a better job at regarding the new construction space? or us as agents need to know about the new construction space? You were on both sides of it, right? Agent side and now um, rep side. What are some of the things that you think we need to be paying attention to and or doing?
Um, in my opinion, realtors should be introducing new construction to their clients a lot sooner in the process. Don't wait for months. Don't wait for them losing out on multiple contracts and stopping their search and stuff like that. That should be a topic probably in the first, if not definitely the second meeting. That hey, new construction is a great option in this market, and the fact that they should educate their clients on it in this market. It may, yeah, it's going to probably be more than what you've been approved for, but with a lot of the incentives that all builders have, you can use their incentives to bring the interest rate down, use closing cost assistance, and prepaids and things like that. I don't think in the resale market, not a single seller right now is saying, "Hey, yes, I'll take your offer and I'll give you 5,000 towards closing." Right?
Right.
So things of that nature, I would really tell realtors in this market that bring that up sooner, and also set up an appointment. Figure out a rep for each builder that works with you, that has your type of work ethics, and make them your friend, make them your buddy, and just communicate with them all the time to find out what's going on, any promotions, any specials. And yeah, just set up a meeting, just get them in front of the sales reps for all the builders and let us kind of educate
Yeah.
the first time, especially the first time home buyers. Let us educate and show them that new build is a great option to think about.
Yeah. It was, and those that have been kind of watching these kind of know, like, it was such a hole in not just my business, but in our team's business for the longest time. And that's how I kind of thought of this idea of creating this group. Was I wanted to figure out a better way to get the information from builders to me, right, as an agent.
Yeah.
And then obviously expanded into, okay, how do we just combine agents and builders? But it was such a hole in my business is because I just never thought about it. It was never top of mind. And this is what I tell agents getting into the business about real estate is, like, you have to immerse yourself into real estate every single day.
Yep.
Some shape, some form, doesn't matter how it happens, but you have to be acting as a realtor. If you guys want to be better in new construction space as a real estate agent, you need to be immersing yourself into the new construction world. You need to be scheduling a meeting a week with a rep, right? You need to
Yep.
be walking communities. You need to be popping by and asking questions. A lot of times I pop by models and I simply just chat for 10, 15 minutes. And I ask, like, hey, is there anything upcoming that I need to know about? You guys know about communities that aren't technically released yet
Yep.
that I can go and talk to my agents or my clients and just let them know, hey, this community's coming up. If you have someone, let's get it in front of them to get them excited, right? Let them know that there may be an option for them. But if you guys are trying to really take new construction in your business, you have to immerse yourself into it.
Yeah, you really do.
And when that happens, when you do that, new construction stays top of mind. To your point, and I'm way better at it now than before, but that conversation happens a lot earlier, right? I'm
Yes.
not showing 20, 25, 30, 40 homes and then exploring the new construction space.
Yeah.
It's, hey, have you guys ever thought about this? And a lot of people don't, because they don't think they can afford it.
Afford it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And in this market, they can. I mean, if you're paying an overbidding 20, 30, 40K on a home on a resale, hey, you're almost there on a new construction home.
Yeah.
And what, to your point, what you said, 20 homes later, we're talking about new construction. Listen, buying a home is such an emotional piece. People fall in love with it. Then if they lose out on multiple contracts, it actually, hurts them more than anything. And I've seen a lot of people just stop the process. Say, you know what, I'm done. I can't do this. This is emotionally too stressful for me. So, yeah, I think in the beginning of the conversations of your new homes, your consultation to your customer, definitely bring up new construction.
And just make it part of the consultation, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's just a simple question, right? It's just, hey, have you ever thought of this as an option? And here's the deal, to be honest, is a lot of times, and the buyers don't think this, but a lot of times the affordability, not just buying it, but the affordability monthly is a lot cheaper than them buying pre-existing.
Oh yeah.
Every everything's brand new. Everything's high efficiency. Everything's newly insulated. They don't have to worry about replacing a roof in 5 years, or a furnace in 2, or hot water tank going out, or the electrical panel being old,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But if we're
Cost of
not,
ownership is a lot less.
yeah, home ownership, or sorry, homeowners insurance is
Yep.
typically a lot less,
It
right?
is
So
quite
like,
a bit less. Yeah. It's about, I'd say about $700 a year compared to an older home.
right.
Right. The insurance company already knows hey, maybe there's been some claims on it, or here in about 2 years, they're going to have to be replacing the roof. So the premium is basically based on that.
Yeah. So, as agents, it's just making sure you're engaging in conversations with our reps, with Sumeet, with everyone else, to understand we don't have to be the experts, right? But we have to be dangerous enough to then get our clients to have the conversation,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
and, and being able to articulate some of those things. Um, Sumeet, I appreciate your time with us today, and joining on, and
Definitely.
talking to the group, and always being active in the community. And I see you at all of the real estate agent events. Is there anything else that you wanted to share that maybe we haven't touched on, that whether it's about Maronda, about yourself, or what us as agents could be doing better?
I guess the last thing I would say is registration is a very important part for Miranda and probably most builders as well. I've seen too many times you talk to your customer about your client about new construction, and they get excited. And that weekend, maybe you're not available, you're busy, or you have a life, you're going on vacation, and they get excited. They're driving around and they see a Miranda, they see a DR Horton or a MI Home, and they walk in without you. They don't know what they don't know. Sometimes I've seen real customers say, "Oh, I'm not working with a realtor." I mean, maybe they think they're possibly getting a better deal if they don't have a realtor. They just don't know what they don't know. So my recommendation would be, as soon as you've talked about this, reach out to your reps and all the builders, get your customer registered.
Yes. And that's for the new agents in this group, builders do not pay for representation. They pay based off of you procuring them to the builder,
Spot
right?
on.
So, articulating that to the client, that it's not going to cost them any more money for you to be involved. But also, you as the agent, just understanding that they're not paying you to represent your client through that process. They're paying
Yep.
you because you brought the client to them.
Yep.
So
You're
when
going
you
to
have
fulfill a
that
need.
yeah, when you have that consultation, and if they're telling you, hey, I'm looking anywhere from Grove City to Westerville and everything in between, make sure you're jumping into the builder to realtor community. Hey, who's in these areas at this, payment range and price point and all those other things, and just get them registered. What do you guys need? Name, phone number, email?
Correct.
So just make sure you guys get that done, because it's going to save you potentially thousands of dollars.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? I've even heard in the past that, hey, please don't call my customer, or I'm afraid you're going to reach out. No, nobody's going to reach out to your customer, your client. We're not doing anything until you have set up that first appointment with us.
Yeah. Well, and as agents, you gotta, let go of the control a little bit too. So don't be too scared. Don't
Yeah,
be too nervous about it, right? Like, at the end of the day, the one thing that I've realized over the last couple of years is, I always thought it was, agent and builder rep, right? Because
no,
that's what we're used to, right?
yeah,
Agent versus agent, right? But it's really, builder reps are an extension of our team, and ultimately we're trying to solve a problem for our clients and create solutions for them, which is home ownership. So we want the best for all. But Smeet, thanks so much
of
for
course.
your time today, and everything that you do in the community, and everything that you do for us real estate agents. I appreciate you jumping on here and just sharing a little bit more about yourself and Miranda and the product. And hopefully we can connect again here soon.
Definitely. Hey, thanks for having me on. And once again, love the group. So glad that you created it. And sky's the limit, my man.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.
Take care.